What's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another video. All right, y'all, back with some more fight announcement news. Well, it's not really fight announcement news anymore. This fight's been announced about 2 weeks ago. Just want to go back and give you my thoughts on this matchup. So, number 10 strawweight Tecia Torres is rescheduled to face the number 12 strawweight Angela Hill in a rematch August 7th for UFC 265. As y'all know, this fight, it was originally scheduled for UFC 256, but Hill, she tested positive and had to pull out of the fight. Since then, talk of rescheduling has been up in the air. Amanda Ibas, she was named as a possible opponent for Angela Hill for her return, but Amanda Ibas, she tested positive not once, but twice, so that matchup was off. But now, the fight was finally rescheduled between Tecia and Angela after some back and forth with Hill saying Torres was avoiding her, but Torres, who's ranked 2 spots above her, was actually looking for a higher-ranked opponent, which is something I talked about in a previous video for Mackenzie Dern, or Who's Next video for Mackenzie Dern, where I said I wanted to see Mackenzie Dern in there with a veteran like the number 10 strawweight Tecia Torres, because I felt like that would have been a good fight to just see how far along both of them have improved, you know, what type of improvements they've made. And, you know, for Mackenzie Dern, that would have been a good match against a tough, durable fighter. And Tecia Torres, she could have, you know, got a good spot back into the top 10 with a win over somebody like Mackenzie Dern. But Tecia Torres had to settle for the rematch with Angela Hill, so it's going down for UFC 265. As y'all know, Tecia and Angela, they faced off back in 2015 at UFC 188, and Tecia Torres, she won a unanimous decision over Angela Hill. Since then, both fighters, they had ups and downs in their careers. They both continue to hold down their spots that they've been fighting at, the second and third tier. Since then, Tecia Torres, she's faced top-level fighters. She went on a 4-fight losing streak to Jessica Andrade, Zhang Weili, Marina Rodriguez, and Wmma. Angela Hill, since their first stint in the UFC, she's been cut, went to Invicta, won the belt, came back to the UFC, and since then she's been very active in the division. She's been one of the most active strawweights in the division with a record of 7-8. And during the pandemic, 2020, she fought 4 times. So Angela Hill, you know, she's really been getting that work in. Right now, she's coming off a decision winner over Ashley Yoder, which was also a rematch. And Tecia Torres, she broke the 4-fight losing streak with a 2-fight win streak over Sam Hughes and Brianna Van Buren. So my opinion on this fight, I think this is a solid rematch. It's a solid rematch between 2 fighters who haven't seen each other in 6 years. So it's almost like a new fight, you know, a new match for the fans. Though neither fighter is at the top level amongst the elite, it would be interesting to see what their styles will look like today if you match them up. You know, I think Tecia Torres has slowly been getting better. She's still fast, quick hand speed, strong. I think her grappling has really been getting better along with her wrestling. I think she's a little bit more offensive, and she's sitting down on her shots now. She's putting more power behind her kicks, and she's starting to attack the body more. You know, she's really learned a lot from that 4-fight losing streak to those elite fighters. And that's why I always say, like, you just can't take an L as a loss. You have to take it as a learning experience. And I think that Tecia Torres, she's one of those fighters that learns from her losses, especially against those elite fighters. She went against the toughest fighters. She went the distance with them and really made them earn those victories. So at the same time, she can go back and watch those fights and say, look, okay, what made me last? What could I do better? What did I do wrong in those fights? It wasn't just like she went in there and got finished and got dominated. She went in there and held her own against all 4 of these elite fighters. So that's something I think that Tecia Torres, she's really building off of. Even more so than her 2-fight winning streak right now. I think that 4-fight losing streak is really, I think it's really helped her game and really helped her as a fighter. Angela Hill, since their first fight, I think she's shown some improvements in her takedown defense and a bit more with her ground game. I think overall she's still a striker, though. You know, she has decent hand speed, can move in awkward angles, but I think she's always the victim of bad decisions because she's not sitting down on her shots enough. You know, she's not setting up those traps to get the finish, which is something she'll need to do in this fight. I think that Angela Hill, she has to commit to being either a submission artist. That's why I say she has to tighten up on her ground game, or she needs to become a knockout artist, where she needs to sit down on her shots. She needs to put more power behind her shots. Angela Hill, she's a strong fighter. You know, she's ripped, as you can see. You know, she comes in there ripped. She always has the gun. So I think she really needs to put more power behind her shots. But if she can't do that, I think she needs to come to terms with her being a point fighter. You know, I honestly think that Angela Hill, she is a point fighter. But if she's going to be that point fighter, she's going to have to perfect that style. You know, she's going to really have to find that rhythm to last 3 rounds, offset her opponents, and at the same time stay busy and keep touching her opponent. Similar to Katlyn Chookagian. You know, I think Katlyn Chookagian, she doesn't have the power, but she's able to keep that range and touch and outpoint her opponents. And she gives that illusion to the judges like she's doing a lot. I mean, she is, because she's touching her opponents while they're just standing there. You know, she's staying busy. You know, like she said, her style is chaotic. And I said that before, that her style is chaotic. Like, she's here, she's there, she's everywhere, while her opponents are still trying to find her. You know, only some opponents like Jessica Andrade in the past and Valentina, they'll go in there and disrespect Katlyn Chookagian's point fighting style. But I think that for Angela Hill, she could take that same approach. She needs to commit more to straight shots down the middle. Don't let fighters get into the range too much, in her range too much, and just throw her off balance. You know, this is a fight where I feel like she has to commit to straight shots down the pipe and keep the shorter fighter back and stay away from the clinch with the stronger and faster wrestler. So you got to just stay on the back foot. You know, you got to throw front kicks, straight jabs, not so much a lot of overhand rights or loopy shots. You got to know how to pace yourself out. And this is a video that's coming where I'm going to talk about how to perfect the point fighter style. You know, just watching Katlyn Chookagian and just so many boxers in the past who know how to fight and go the distance without knocking out their opponents. This is something I'll talk about more in another video, but I think that going into this fight, Angela Hill, she has to commit more to combinations and make sure she can pace herself out, and she's got to have the cardio for this fight because Tecia Torres, she's coming. You know, she's tough, she's durable. She also has the gas tank to go, whether it be 3 rounds or 4 rounds, I think. It's going to be a high-paced fight. Tecia Torres, she always brings the action, though she doesn't always stop a lot of opponents. I think she brings a lot of action with her style. Angela Hill, same with her. You know, she's a distance fighter, whether she's on the losing end or the winning end. Doesn't stop a lot of fighters, but she can bring the action. So I'm interested in seeing this matchup. So yeah, my final thoughts for Tecia Torres, I think she's been taking the right approach and getting better as a fighter. But Angela Hill, I think if she's going to be that point fighter, she's going to have to step it up. She's going to have to be busier in there. You know, she's going to have to take away her opponent's ability to land on her. You know, similar to how Katlyn Chookagian does. You know, be first, have the gas tank, and just be chaotic. So yeah, guys, I'm looking forward to this rematch just to see how far these two fighters have come along. Let me know, guys, in the comment section what y'all think of this matchup. Who you got winning? Tecia, Angela, Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.